We are finally leaving.
So long and farewell, Portimao. We got to see all the caves that we had seen on the tour company's posters. We were so glad to be sailing again, if not a little apprehensive due to the recent orca attack that had happened very close to here. But there were other boats out too, so we wouldn't be alone. We sailed to Faro, where we anchored for the night. We'd been told that Faro was worth visiting, but whilst the weather was good, we needed to keep on moving. We encountered a huge dinghy race. It was a bit bouncier than the previous day, so we were really glad to see port, even though it was a bit hairy on entry. But look at the difference the breakwater makes to the sea state. We had made it to the Guadiana River, the border of Spain and Portugal. We cruised right down the middle, much to the enjoyment of the children.
The girls are in Spain and it's such a shame we've left Eric in Portugal.
Oh no! Oh no!
He's in Spain as well, yay! Right, we've discovered something else cool we can do. What time is it, Eric?
1:26.
1:26. But you can actually time travel.
1:26. 2:26. 1:26. 2:26. Back in time.
However, it did cause us confusion as to which courtesy flag we should be flying.
I don't know what the protocol is. As we're tacking up the river, I keep having to do this every tack.
We anchored in Portugal and the next day we were off to Spain.
We in Spain again.
Yeah, you guys first.
As is tradition, stepping into a new country together.
Spain! Well, when you have two flats in the key signature, it's always B flat and E flat. It can't be anything else. But in that, it's B flat and D flat. So we've got an issue. I can't see any way around it. It's just badly written. I actually had another look. It's got F flat, then B flat, then D flat. Sorry, F flat, B flat, D flat. What key is that?
Hang on, I know.
This is Ayamante. And look, he's managed to convince the whole family that chandleries are fun. I took the kids to the park and I sent Hugh off to find red wine vinegar, as he's the best at speaking Spanish.
He's just put his Spanish back into use.
I don't know if it's right, but that's what I said to him.
What'd you say?
Well, because I had to phone you, I said, mi esposa es el capitano. Or muy capitano, I don't know, very captain. My wife is my captain. So I had to phone you. So I had to ask him what he wanted.
Nice.
And I got a few things, like I was on track with the red wine vinegar going with rouge, or roca, what it's called, roja. But that wasn't right, it was called something else.
Okay.
And then the onions, I didn't know the word for onions. We got there. Bye Spain. Nice being you.
A successful trip. Hugh had bought a new aerial to try and sort out the VHF. Darcy had a giant tomato, and I had the ingredients to make chutney. and off again.
That engine pitch change was not me.
Yeah, it's Scotch.
Oh, that's right.
Since breaking down in Spain last year, we're always on our guard whenever the engine makes a different noise.
Aha. Sun's coming up. We're out sailing and I'm doing some DIYing. Look at this for a high quality end finished product bracket thing. Right, time to test mount the VHF aerial. Problem is, I don't want to uncoil it. Look, it's like all perfectly coiled. I put the fittings on the ends and everything. Come here, get the action shot out. Ah, my fitting's come undone. I followed the instructions, it's fallen apart. I know what I did wrong, this bit wasn't on properly. That's now properly connected. That goes on there, that goes in there. Bob is Kelly's uncle. Second time lucky. This is just a temporary position. It's not going to go this close to the backstay. Anyone who's worried about that, just so you know, it's all fine. Don't worry, YouTube. Do a proper installation at some point. I'm just having fun today. This is what I do for fun.
As so often happens when you start boat jobs, you get distracted halfway through and you have to finish it off another day.
So, we are officially coming back to Spain, having been to Spain, then Portugal, then Spain, then Portugal again. But this is now, we're actually in Spain now for a bit of time. And we were in the Chandlery yesterday, and I thought the Spanish flag with the crown on was the one that we had on the back of the boat if you were registered as an ensign, and then you had the one without the crown up on the halyard. But the lady in the shop said no, it's actually, you're supposed to have this one, but if you like have a political stance that doesn't recognise the crown or something, you can have the one without the crown. So one of the things I want to do is every time we cross the border, put a new ensign up, because then we can hang them all. When we get back home, we can have them on the wall as bunting, all in a row telling the story.
What about the Irish flag?
Well, yeah, that as well could be. So we don't want to do that. Well, that'd be our ensign. The Irish flag are going to be the forever ones, aren't they? So this one, we're now going to replace, and it's going to be our second Spanish flag in the thing. So it's going to go France, Spain, Portugal, Spain, Gibraltar, possibly Spain again. Or if we went to Morocco, it'd be Gibraltar,
Spain.
Morocco, Gibraltar, Spain. Anyway, let's go and put it up, shall we? Taking it off, wearing your sunglasses and your Santa suit and your life jacket and your purple zebra trousers, looking cool. Crossing a border is not that exciting anymore, so Till's just getting on with it by herself. Everyone else is sat inside, not worried about the presentation ceremony. Well done, Tills.
After all that motoring, we were glad to see that Mazagon had a fuel pontoon, but it being Spain, we had to wait until lunch break was over. Fueled up and we took our mooring. Mazagon is nice enough, but how can I say this politely? It's a bit dull, to be honest, and we were going to be stuck here for a week due to the weather. It has nice flowers, a nice cycle track, some nice stairs, but it's actually really deserted.
My new phone is quite big. The case is a bit like hard to hold in my hand. So now, Stoney will approve of this, it comes on a bungee. Next level. Yeah.
I love that the Spanish just speak Spanish at you, and
Yeah.
you kind of get the gist of it because
They point.
they point and they gesticulate.
Cross.
Quickly.
Oh, that reminds me of what I just did. Right.
We found a lovely shop that sold local veg, but everything else was closed. So we set about some projects to keep ourselves entertained. We decided to start a topic on spices and the spice trade, seeing as this was the port that Christopher Columbus had left from. We used spices as paint. We made spice blends.
We are making popcorn.
If you were learning about spices, so we made sugar and cinnamon, and we're gonna put sugar, cinnamon and butter into popcorn. That's why we're getting it.
We made fajitas using our spice blends, and the kids made pudding.
The kids have worked super hard, and they have worked together, and they've had no help from the adults. And I think, even though it doesn't look like the picture, I think you've done a really super job.
This is what it was supposed to look like.
This is like everything.
And this is what ours looks
Yeah, but you know what? It's going to taste amazing.
Look, there's a special secret in the strawberry.
Oh, amazing.
I carved it.
It's going to taste delicious. We didn't have any raspberries, couldn't find raspberries, but you did it all yourselves, and I think that's really
It took
good.
us like 3 hours.
It did take you 3 hours.
Wait, actually 3 hours.
Yeah.
It says it's supposed to take
half an hour.
30 minutes.
Fine. You did well, guys.
We did 3 hours.
Taste it after tea and we'll let you know.
I think most of the time we spent grating the lemons.
Yeah, you did
Cutting
well.
out the pastry.
The weather continued to be unsaleable, so Hugh set about fixing the water tanks.
All that time I spent winter 2 years ago, rebuilding these water tanks. I literally spent a month inside them, sanding and fairing and filling and rebuilding and then painting them. All to naught because the lid's never sealed. But we can get them sorted, get them finished. It would be awesome because that would be a really good feature on the boat to have tanks that when you fill up, they don't leak.
Firstly, to empty the tanks. This left us with a garden hose as a tap for the week, but at least we wouldn't run out of water.
So I have taken the bold choice and actually completely ripped this off. So the hatches are both completely uncovered, which is ultimately a good thing. I'm pleased I've done it. It was never going to seal. So unfortunately, because the tightening bolts weren't all functioning, this bit here has never had proper compression, and you can see like it's never going to seal. So anyway, I've now got some proper rubbery stuff. Going to make whole new seals. Before I do that, I'm actually going to grind the whole thing back. I'm actually going to cut off all the old bolts because they're all brass ones and all the threads are going. I'm just going to start again from scratch. Get a load of new like proper stainless in there. So I made a decision. I know what I'm doing, and basically a full day tomorrow of grinding and messy work, and then refilling, probably fiberglassing, polyestering, followed by painting. Whole lot. Do it properly. Hopefully, finally, have water tanks that don't leak like a normal boat. Doesn't help putting the camera on. Makes me grumpy.
You're going to be grumpy whether it's on or not.
Hugh and I spent hours and hours and hours inside these tanks cleaning and sanding and fairing them a few years ago, and the thought of having to go back inside them again was making us both a bit grumpy.
We actually have 4 water tanks on Esperance, but the idea is to use the big 2. This was always the idea for water. But we have 2 more, one below where I am right now, and one under Eric's floor. And that has been quite a handy store for epoxies and painting stuff and whatever, polyester and acetone paint. And included in that is this one massive tub, which has got about a tiny bit left at the bottom, but is the paint we used on the water tanks. That is like a potable water 2-pack paint. And I'm just going to go over a few areas in these water tanks now as a final thing, hopefully. But yeah, looking good. You won't see the next bit because I'm going to crack on and get painting and not mess about with cameraing. But anyway, it's nice to have some the old equipment back out again. I've got my all the things I need: paint brushes, rollers. Made myself a beautiful roller extension out of a lovely bit of teak. And yeah, right, wish me luck.
Whilst the paint was drying, we went for a walk. The place was still deserted, so we made up our own entertainment. Camouflage. It being the weekend, we had been tipped off that the ice cream shop would be opened. This was actually the kids' second ice cream of the day. We came here earlier whilst Hugh was painting, but then felt so guilty that we came back with him. These ice creams are all thanks to Stoney and Emma, the Anderson clan, Bill and Lou, Duncan, Jerry, Hannah, Sarah and Graham Pinchbeck, the Lynches, Martin Stewart, Ian, and Dave and Ginger. If anyone would like to buy us an ice cream, you can do so through our Ko-fi page. Click the link here or find it in the video's description.
In my do-it-yourself pants, because I don't want to get any of my clothes dirty. Well, wait, this is far too much information about my pants situation. Basically what it is, right, I've got work shorts and they're too dirty to put near this brand new spanking clean paint. Any dirt on them will become dirt on the paint. And the other option is to wear my nice shorts, which will get paint on them, and they'll become dirty shorts, which will annoy my wife. That's not why. But anyway, the point is, look, I'm wearing pants to just get over it, guys. I can't believe you wasted 40 seconds of your YouTube life talking about me doing DIY on my pants. Just, you know, like there's bigger things in life. Anyway, ideal situation is I would leave that paint to dry for 2 weeks and then come and fit all the seals. But we live here, there's dust, Kelly's just about to open the oven, there's going to be a load of grease everywhere. So I'm going to get these seals on even though the paint's still damp, and it'll probably just make it stickier, and hopefully it's going to seal this time and work. Big fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm going to put the lids down, get it all sealed up now, even though everything's still wet, just tighten it all down, and then we'll just live off bottled water until I'm confident it's dry enough to use. Well, that tank, the port tank, only a touch of paint in there, so that'll be fine. Anyway, details, too much details, it's a bit like the pants thing I'm sort of going on now, so I'm going to crack on. The entire thing is wet. Hopefully this will never ever come off again.
Success?
Well, I'll never know. I'm now going to leave that for a couple of weeks for the paint to completely dry and cure, and then we'll fill it up in a couple of weeks' time and it will either leak or it won't. But at least the good news is if it does leak, the fix should be slightly simpler than before, because I've just got to drill out the old bolts and replace them, or even just drill new holes in between the old bolts and yeah, just do that and then tighten it up again and hope it holds this time. But anyway, we are making progress. It at least looks proper now, like apart from the fact I've got an odd assortment of some washers and some bolts. Nuts. Anyway, the point is, it like at least feels proper now. This feels like it's designed to go on, and you know, I'm still kicking myself for doing it wrong in the first place, but at least we're putting it right now. Thanks to Miriam and Stuart for bringing this over. It was only 6 months ago, like I said. It's finally going in.
The water gauge was finally being fitted. Hooray!
Yes, it is slightly wonky. There's a reason for that. So that's the float. And as that changes height, resistance on the wire changes.
and it sends a signal to our gauge. But as you can see, I got one they came in 5 centimetre length, and I should have got one that was 5 centimetres shorter, because it's slightly bent, because it's literally compressed against the bottom. Into the final stages of the operation. Got all my brand new bolts in, look at those, spanking new shiny bolts. Wish I'd done all the old ones now, but hopefully I'll be able to get it tight, and if not, I know what I'm going to do next time, but hopefully there won't be a next time. So I'm just about to fit the seal, and then Kelly is currently cleaning up all the old washers for me outside with the grinder, and then we're there. This bit's for Kelly because she made this seal and drilled all the holes, and it all appears to line up. I'm just about to clamp it down. Just put a bit of heat on it to make it more bendy, but there you go, isn't it exciting?
Yep, this video is boring. A bit like our week in Mazagon.